Hey guys, we are going to continue talking about area. The paper that you should have or packet that you should have looks like this, where there's a whole bunch of blanks and we will fill in all of the different shapes that we talk about in area. But for right now, I want to skip this page and I want to turn to the second page. So let's take a look. Your last lesson was talking about perimeter, and then you watched a video talking about area. So I want to kind of recap what we've learned about perimeter and area. So the first question says, what is perimeter? Perimeter is the distance around the outside of an object. So it's the distance around the outside of an object or shape. What is a real life example of using perimeter? So let's take a look here. Let's draw ourselves like a rectangle. All right, and what we could say is maybe this is someone's yard. So there's grass in the middle here. All right, so I'm gonna take my green. The grass is in the middle. All right, now perimeter is not how much grass there is. Perimeter is the outside. So I might want to take a different color pen or pencil, and I'm gonna outline mine in red. Maybe I didn't want anyone walking on my grass, so I wanted to put a fence around my yard. A fence is an example of perimeter. It's the distance around your yard. So remember, when we do perimeter, we use units such as maybe centimeters, maybe meters, inches, feet. All right. So now, what is area? So area is not the distance around something. The area is the space inside of an object. Inside of an object or shape. And now when we talk about area, the shapes must be 2D, two-dimensional, meaning a nice flat surface, not three-dimensional like a box or a pyramid or a sphere, not where we can actually put something in. It has to be something nice and flat. So just a regular old 2D shape, such as a square, a rectangle, a triangle, a parallelogram, anything like that. So it wants to know what's a real-life example using area. So let's use the same example we used above. So I'll draw my rectangle, and I have my grass inside. Area would be the grass inside. That would be your area. How much grass is inside your front yard? Or if you have an area and maybe you are doing a new yard and you had to buy sod, some grass that was already grown, and to put it down, how much would you actually need? So it's not the fence, it's the grassy area used for area. Now, when we do our units, now you might remember this from the video, when we talk about our units, they always talk about square units. So it doesn't have to be centimeters all the time. It could be centimeters, meters, inches, or feet. And when we write that, we always have to write the square because we're talking about square units. Meters squared, inches squared, feet squared. If I see anything with the square, I know I'm talking about area. If I just see some regular units, I might be talking about perimeter. I might be talking about the length or the width of something. So what is the difference between perimeter and area? So perimeter is outside the shape, and area is inside the shape. Okay, so now let's turn the page. So we are going to talk about our first shape. The first shape is, I think, one of the easier shapes. It's a square. So if we look at our square, we know that a square has 4 equal sides. So I'm going to put tick marks to show that those are 4 equal sides. All right, and the formula for area of a square is area equals length times width. All right, L stands for length. Oh, let me spell that correctly. Length. And W stands for width. All right, so our length could be here. Length represented by our L. And on the side could be our width, which is represented by W. Now, with a square, it really doesn't matter. I could call this the length and that the width because they are all the same in a square. So all we have to do is multiply the 2 numbers that we see in a square. So the problem is you look at number 1 and you say, but there's only one number. But didn't we just say that all 4 sides in a square are equal? So if the length is 8, the width is 8. Notice that they have units and it's inches. So I want to write that the area equals length times width, and I want to plug my numbers in. Length would be 8. Area equals 8 times 8. Area equals 8 times 8 is 64. And here's what we want to remember. Your units, super important. Inches squared. That's how we want to write our answer for area. If you just tell me the area is 64, you're going to lose a point because I don't know what type of units you're talking about. All right, let's take a look at number 2. We know that all 4 sides are equal. So if one of the sides is 4, the other side is 4 centimeters. So area equals length times width, which is 4 times 4. So the area equals 4 times 4 is 16. My units are centimeters, and I want to square them. Okay, last question on this page says that one side length of a square is 9 centimeters. Draw a picture, label the base and the height. Now notice it says label the base and the height. Base and height are just another way to say length and width. These are the same. So if you see something referred to as base and height, length and width are the same exact thing. So let's draw ourselves a picture of a square. All 4 sides are equal. One of the sides is 9 centimeters. So if one of the sides is 9 centimeters, the other one is 9 centimeters. So let's write the formula. Area equals length times width, which is 9 times 9. 9 times 9 is 81 centimeters squared. Okay, so what I want to show you quickly is that your homework is going to be in your other packet. I attached the pages. The packet that looks like this, your homework is going to be in that packet on page 3. So the first page will be very easy. Find the area of the square. It's just like what we did in our notes. If you look at page 4, notice 1, 2, 3, and 4 don't give us a picture, but it's easy. We can draw a picture. Draw yourself a square. One of the side lengths is 3.5. The other one is 3.5. And since this page has some decimals, you'll want to use your calculator or your phone as a calculator. 3.5 times 3.5 is 12.25. So 12.25, and take a look, my units are yards squared. That's your answer. So for 1, 2, 3, and 4, you may need to draw a picture. When you get down below, the pictures are drawn for you. And on this entire page, you will pretty much get a decimal for all of your answers because your side lengths are with decimals.